Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Yes, you. Have you subscribed? You. Yeah, before you go, click. It's free. Click. Just that's it. Have you subscribed? You're laughing. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, madam, thank you so much. I can see you. We have to get to 100,000 subscribers. This by the end of the year. How are we going to do that if you don't subscribe? Yes, you. Yes, you're about to click off. Why? Have you subscribed? It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's so. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Arise, oh compatriots. Nigeria call obey to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, in freedom, in freedom, peace and unity. Arise, my people, arise, my
The Labour Party is clearly in some kind of crisis. You know, we had all that drama around their chairmanship and the traitor who was on the take from outside elements, the Bure character. You know, I just can't bear people who totally lack honor. So there was that whole crisis. And then there are other things that make it difficult for Labour to, you know, function as a proper party. And, you know, but the thing that depresses me most is actually not so much what the rank and file senators and House of Reps people do.
Well, they're not actually rank and file, are they?
Well, I suppose so. That's,
I mean, they're probably the top echelon.
They are the
party.
upper echelon.
Yeah.
That is true. I used the wrong words. It is Peter Obi himself. I just don't understand how somebody who was this sparkling, inspirational figure who created a movement almost overnight, galvanized the youths, the intellectuals, anybody who had any iota of principle in their bloodstream, you know, at least admired him to some extent, even if they weren't necessarily going to vote for him for whatever reason. I don't understand how Peter Obi has gone from there to there, because as far as I'm concerned, he's like a firework that has turned into a damp squib. He's become so pedestrian. All I see is him making anodyne statements here and there on TV, wearing Babariga and going to donate boreholes in Kafanchan or wherever. You know, it's all good stuff. He's still a good guy. But where is the leader that the opposition needs so desperately? And he's not looking like it. In fact, if you look at In fact, I accuse the entire opposition, the PDP, for allowing itself to be derailed by my dear friend Nyesom Wike, by the way, I saw him a couple of months ago, and I told him, if I was a PDP Mandarin, I'd have tossed you out by now. So the PDP, j'accuse. I accuse Atiku of spending more time, all this manana, Dubai type of big man type of thing, not really effectively taking on the government. And I blame Peter most of all, because Peter was a shining star. And so many people committed themselves to him emotionally, myself included. I'm not an Obidient anymore, to be honest with you, because he's such a disappointment.
Are you unsure about your finances? Is money and your financial security always in the back of your mind?
I mean, there's no aggression. The government is lousy. I mean, pretty much the only good thing I can think that Tinubu has done is keep herdsmen at bay, because I've noticed there hasn't been any herdsmen shenanigans since Tinubu came in. So I congratulate him for that, if indeed it is his, but it's kind of like, there's so many things this government is doing wrong. Contracts being awarded without due process, economic collapse, rampaging inflation, widespread hunger and disillusionment. And, you never hear anything seriously punchy from Peter.
Well, in fairness to Peter, there is a lot of stuff that he comes up with, a lot of it on social media. I mean, he doesn't go on traditional media most of the time. That's relatively rare, except when he's sort of maybe at a public event or something. But he does come up with a lot of things challenging the government on social media. The question
he's too mild,
that you're raising
Charles,
is whether it's effective enough.
He's too mild.
Yeah. Well,
you see,
he should go more for the jugular, basically.
He should go. He's got so much. There's so much he could go for, and he would get so much public support if he did. I'm not just speaking for myself, by the way. I'm speaking for hundreds of obedience, ex-obedience, or current obedience who are really, really disappointed. We don't want a weak opposition leader. He's the star of the show. Atiku, PDP, they should also be doing more. But really, Peter is the star opposition player, and he's not doing well enough at all.
Some would argue that there is
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your geographical location. Nobody wants a weak opposition leader. When I came across this video, beside the content itself, the person herself, the Kugbara herself, she is intriguing. She interests me. She brings to mind one of the vision of this platform, to have women like that. And also, I've said this on this platform and also on my channel, that our women hold the key to change, bringing about change in what? In Nigeria. Yeah, what she said. She said she met a Wiki, who is a good friend of hers, and she told him off. She said, if I have a PDP chairperson or in the high hierarchy there, she would have tossed him out long time ago. And that is a brave woman, a woman of opinion, a woman who express her opinion. Yes, Peter B, without a shadow of doubt, has been a great disappointment. And I said it here before, here, that it's been a great disappointment. He had the opportunity. I equally also invested. A lot of people, not just emotional, invest their emotions into it. They invest their finance, their time into this gentleman. Yes, he's a good guy. Nobody's saying, but in the context of Nigeria, we don't need a good guy. Nigeria at the moment don't need what? They don't need a good guy. They need a rugged guy because this life, no balance at all. So you just have to take that opportunity when it comes. So for what it is, she did a good analysis. She gave a good analysis. I mean, we may disagree with her. I mean, our views or our opinion. But truth be told, our opinion, I align to our opinion, which I have mentioned here, and some of you also have come out here to mention it, to say that he is a weakling. He does not have that capacity of a leader. No, he doesn't. And like what she said, going about giving speeches on space airs, and people are using him to gain fame and gain money or whatever it is. At least he's good at something, but not that savior. We were disappointed. I was disappointed as well too. And the opposition, the five APC, who have left the Blue House Labour Party, have left the Blue House to go join APC, clearly shows how weak such an opposition is. We don't need a weak leader. Even Tinubu, as he is, so he did not display weakness during his time. He grabbed it, he ran with it. And today, even with his health challenge in his old age, it shows that yes, he is in the game. He can be in the game, he can play the game, but not a man who is fit and who is, with due respect to his person, his achievement, and due respect to his family, it's not impersonal. That leadership doesn't cut it at all for him. And unfortunately, it's a romance with Atiku recently wanting to form an alliance. Uh, it's like a dog going back to eat his vomit, because you couldn't be a vice president to him and you left. Could it be the case that there is more to eat than what they are even telling us? Thank you for those of you who have joined in the comment section. Let me mention your name as well. Thank you for joining. Easy D, Martinelli. I don't know what you're saying here. You and your. I heard the lady. What has she done with regards to Dele Farrow to detention? Good things. Charles did me remind her what Peter is doing. My brother Martinelli. Social media not they win election. if you better know that. Social media doesn't win election. What do you want her to do in respect to Dele Farrow to me? I don't understand. In respect to Dele Farrow, in your opinion, what do you think? What do you think she can do? I mean, tell me what you think she can. She's a lady woman that has opinion. Let me say this, and like I said, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers. That is if they have feathers. Yeah. Our opinion. When I saw it, I know most of us African men, we don't like women to have opinion. Even on this platform, some would have challenged her that she's bossy or whatever it is. We don't want to bow to them. When I use the word bow, I know they would also sit well with some individuals on this platform. But these individuals have gone to bow down to another woman in a different channel. But they can't stand women of strong opinion on this channel. So tell me, Makinelli, what in your opinion, what could she have done in the matter of Dele Farrow Timi? When the judiciary is there, the bench is there, the attorney general is there. What has P2B done in the matter of Dele Farrow Timi? He's still in jail. I heard his case is coming up. I don't know if he's been released, but from the last time I heard, he's still in jail. And so, what did P2B do? He went to visit Dele Farrow Timi. He went to visit Afabe Belola. Yet the corruption, the system has not changed. So what are you on about? Please, tonight is a different night for us there. You need to tell me. Yeah, Thank you very much for that. Yeah, D, this is D. Thank you very much. GNO, yes, take Tinubu, a rugged man. You want him to die? Look at them. Look at them defending P2B. You want him to die. Then continue. This life, no balance. It's like bicycle. Today, about pigeon and what? And good English, if my English is good enough for some people. So we're gonna be mixing. I'm gonna be mixing it with pidgin English and Fad. You said Nigeria is now a one-party system. Yes, Fad, you're correct. Which is what? Which is APC. APC has captured everywhere. Don't you see we will talk about that governor of Edo State, the goof governor, the governor that goof. I think I have the video here. We'll talk about that. Edo people, my Edo people, my people from Edo State, my people from the ring road and the road ring. Oba talk by is and our governor did there the embarrassing for the whole world. They talk and they yarn about and nothing. The guy honestly we'll come to that. Let's deal with this. McInerney, he said talk is indeed very cheap. They refer to me is in detention. Funny after P2B paid the lady a visa, according to Horizon, the lady have retracted her thought on the be very hilarious. Listen, McInerney, can you provide me that video so that we'll play it? So I will here we deal with fact. But at the moment, we're focusing on what she said. He is a weak leader. That doesn't make him a bad person. This is what we don't understand. Not everybody is called for leadership. In the context of Nigeria, no, it doesn't make him a bad person. I may be weak in some area and have strength in some area, but we need to not take it personal. I'm learning that to not to take some things personal, okay? But truth be told, in the context of the 2023 general election, its response after the result was called, after the Supreme Court judgment or Appeal Court judgment, whatever it is, its response is calm down, let's relax, let's do this. Really, in Nigeria, they relax. If they relax, things they pass you, they go. You know what? Now the past people they go. If they relax, you have to shine your eye where you have to what? You have to stand up. Say, my guy, no they relax for here. For it now, people they die. People they permit they still will relax. Relax for it. Oh yeah, everybody take to the street. More die. If I perish, let me perish. But they preach peace. Blessed are the peacemaker. For where you know go read the Bible where you know it's just kind of talk about blessed are the peacemaker. Fad, he said it has a lot to do with this daily Pharaoh to me matter self. Listen, respect to the man. Daily Pharaoh to me matter no different from what Ken Saru with their hand. Nothing happen, no. No, go sit down. When I go sit down, take a when I go take the cheat. Ken Saru with their hand, we Abacha their hand, this and that, or we hang them, we kill them. Waiting happen. Okoma, Okoma, that's the incident will happen for Ugele there, where their leader died for recently they say died for the army hand. Waiting happen, nothing happened. Now Nigeria we did. We won't leave that story. Maybe today he has get back. We day back, we can't get party. Now I got there because they refer to me then put out for prison. In book be #1 sales for Nigeria now. We not go hear what again. Nothing go happen. See Ayabelo they smile. He was smiling out of even inside court self with a smile. Even the judge self I hear on a rumor. Say the judge give her water may drink. Say you're a good man. You know how to play the game. And I can't cry they thought say na daily Pharaoh to me on this and that. Well, relax there. I'll be here with you. Now this country, now all of us day. You know the far place. I say I will they cry, they see road. Anyway, back to the main issue again. We need a strong opposition leader. Unfortunately, the Labour Party is dead and buried. Let's state the fact. Let's be honest here. Let's state the truth. Let's accept the truth. The Labour Party, as things stand, is dead, buried. In fact, the ship that carried the coffin went into the IC and is not returning back again, whether you people like it or not. I've said it here before. P2B ship have sailed away so they never come land again. You know, they come back, don't go. You know people, they travel. When they see their family, you know, they hear from them again. Some of them will don't die. May their soul rest in peace. I be P2B matter. Not they happen again. Mr. Tony, okay. Welcome. I'll come back to you first. Mike, I am with my people first. Thank you for joining. So what do you expect Peter to do with Nigeria and Labour Party? What did Mandela do? What did Martin Luther King do? All of them are really protect P2B as if say, listen, all of us go die. Even Dele Farotimi said it himself. He said in the next 100 years, every one of us that are alive today is likely to die, which is true. If you had 100 years to my age, I know what my age will be. If I will stay strong enough, may God keep me reach that age. But if I don't go stay strong enough, say, I'm going to tell Mr. Tony, okay, may they carry me from one place to the other. Make I go cook me now. Make God cook keep me now. I'm not going to carry me this. All of us go die. Who no go die? Me will sit down here say, I feel come up for you now. I say, man, I don't pay me. Say your truth. Say what you want to talk. Do what you want to do. If you want to really help the masses, save them, call yourself a leader in the context of Nigeria. Listen, like what Kenneth Okonkwo said, even though I don't like him, he said he said the same thing. If you are not ready in the context of Nigeria, don't come out. We don't need peacemaker. Forget about that. Blessed are the peacemaker, for they shall see the kingdom of God. Where are they? I they read Bible. I know what Jesus is talking when he said, blessed are the peacemaker, for they shall see the kingdom of God. For waiting, when I leave that story, listen there now. Let you see, you are not currently honest. So no point going back and forth with you. See, Anna, you don't run. He said no point going back. This is comment section. Because I don't know the someone said, let's see, we have to do something about your P2B association, and it has to be so. What do you want to do? Mr. Tony, can I give the floor to you? I better talk. My people in the comment, I'm coming back to you. Don't run, McNary. When I don't run. Tonight, I'm me with tonight. I don't know anything. Mr. Tony, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Yeah, my brother. Greetings, greetings to everybody who is listening on the platform. I think I'm enjoying your drift. You appear to be on the hotspot right now from P2B supporters, and I'm one of them. And I'm going to put you on the hotspot too as well. You know?
You are not coming out well. Maybe it's me. I'm struggling to hear you. Maybe you should be close to the microphone, please. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. Let me tap my. Are you hearing me?
Yeah. Much better now. Thank you.
Okay, just took up my earphone. No, I'm enjoying the your drift, but at the same time, I think P2B's supporters are putting you on the hotspot. And I'm one of them. I'm
Sorry,
going to
Mr.
put you on the hotspot as well.
This nice I did hotspot. Nobody, both hotspot to Wi-Fi or whether na hot seat or na movie them tonight. They never know anything. Men are coming.
We're gonna put you on hotspot today. You know,
Awesome.
I mean,
Okay. Start. Go ahead.
What do you want? What do you want the man to do? What do you want the man to do? Yes, he's a leader. He brought himself out to lead, to contribute his quota in transforming Nigeria. And the lady that you talked about, yes, she made a very bold and very assertive verbal debate against Obi or so on. But yeah, she's entitled to her own opinion. But Obi has visited her from what we saw. We saw a video and we saw Obi's comment where Obi went to see her, and it appears they sorted out their differences. And the lady, was quoted to have said that, well, she's come back to fully as an obedient member. But
I said this country, not Nigeria, and I never do anything. We just start.
What do you want? What do you want Obi to do, given the, you see, you have to understand. I was listening to Mazi Ezoke on a similar topic. He had revolution on the platform, and it was the same similar sentiment that revolution was expressing. And I think one of the things that Mazi Tochukwu Ezoke said is that people don't seem to understand the complexities of how complex this country, Nigeria, is. So I think that there are approaches. This approach may be different from what you think, probably not a radical. Someone else who is radical will look at it more differently. But I think that in criticizing Obi, you also have to look at his person and his personality. And I think that we need to give him some credit. He doesn't believe in tearing down, pulling down, he doesn't, he's not that kind of person from what we see. Maybe someone like Showore is more radical in his approach. And but if you look at the two approaches, what have we achieved? What have we achieved? I don't know. So that's why I'm saying that we're dealing with issues that are very complex, and so uh, approaches that you adopt are not one that is just revolution, because you start a revolution, you don't know where it ends, you don't know where it leads, you don't know the direction. So I think that even in criticizing Obi, and whoever is criticizing Obi is entitled to their opinion, I think we are also, like I said, we have to look at the very complex uh, problem that we have in the country, and see how um, we can address the problem, not just calling out people to come out and fight and tear down and pull down and so on and so forth. Let me end there. I see John
Thank you.
Abadel.
Jonathan, thanks for joining in. I will give you the space to speak before I go to Mr. Tony and challenge some of his some of his. Jonathan, I don't know if you heard the lady, or you must have, maybe you've heard it or not. That our beautiful lady that spoke, and reminds us of some of our women here that are outspoken, and some men are not comfortable with it, and they are going to bow down to another woman's channel. Anyway, Jonathan, the floor is yours. You're looking fresh this evening. What's happening to you?
It's nice to be with you, Electricity and Tony. It's Christmas season, it's the best time of the year. Even if you don't believe in it, maybe you get a gift and keep you going.
You get a day
What?
to rest, whether you believe it or not.
No, I don't have a
Everybody get
date.
to rest.
I work every day of my life. Uh, uh, so, uh, which lady are you talking about, to be precise?
The Kugbara, they said we don't need a weak opposition leader, which is referencing to Peter Obi and the Labour Party. And I did say, I've stated it here before. Some people think I'm hiding on that. According to my brother McKennelly, said I'm hiding under another person. I've said it here before, it's on record, that the P2B ship, it has sailed into the middle of the ocean. He ain't coming back in 2027 is APC all the way, except the citizens. There's a catch there. Except the citizens rise up to the occasion. I've never changed from that position. Except the citizens rise up to the occasion and take the country back. John, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. You see, Nigeria is a very funny place. And just like you said, until the citizen decided to go that route, which would be have opportunity to energize them or motivate them. They were ready for Obi to carry them to the promised land, but Obi was not ready for that. That is the only thing. And unfortunately, we don't know what the people who are on fire could have been could have done differently if it is them. People like Sowore who are very radical in approach and committed to the fullness. We have seen over the years how he has been locked up and he continued to to press and fight. But unfortunately, the Nigerian youth, not all of
Uh, I don't know. This is lights. John, is it NEPA or your village people? Or people don't they attack you? No worry. Yes, the native land said the black man needs to laugh. It's more important. Okay. Your village people have released. I return the light back, Jonaba. The floor is still yours.
I think I'm using my phone outside the distance, so
Oh,
that's
okay, okay. Go
mhm.
ahead.
There was an incoming call. So it's unfortunate, and I think the citizen will continue to press until they see someone that is ready to die for them. They are ready to die for Obi, die to follow Obi, but Obi is not ready for that, and that is his life. He have the right to, to not to die for anybody, but I hope Nigerian people will learn in their own way and see who else is coming. But as far as the citizen, their mentality is to manage the situation, not to take a radical, a new approach to resolve or to be competitive in 21st century. Then it will be a long walk to freedom. But if they decided to turn the table and be aggressive about their situation. Life is too short to live. And if you're going to live your life in that way without fighting back, then you're not going to get anything. Even the Bible said that he that want to preserve it will lose it, but he that want to lose it will gain it. So that is the situation people find themselves. Well, we are looking forward to 2027. We see.
Oh, whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa, whoa! Stop, Jonaba. Looking forward to waiting.
I feel we are looking
Are
forward
you
to
giving people false hope
2027.
or what?
Eh?
Are you trying to give people false hope?
I'm not giving a false hope. Anything can change overnight when they
Uh,
come to. Fortunately, there's not too much expectation from our end. Even when you see 92 years old still trying to push back on whoever says something that they don't like, or it's not in their clique, or they're trying to preserve their legacy. I believe even these people, if they live before us, um, they will still stone us from the grave if they have the opportunity. And that is the problem we are having in Nigeria. They are not ready to go. And in that case, you see that in the court that day, there were hired opposition, and there were also the people who come to support Dele Farotumi, and there are people also who are there to support Baba Lola. These are the people that they are used poverty. They don't have sense uh, of self. Integrity. They don't have that. If not, it's none of your business. The only problem is that the court and the police belong to the elite and the most powerful. So there's no way say you are going there to look for justice. It is what it is.
Thank you, John. I'm taking a different approach tonight in terms of my style of moderating tonight. Because we're gonna do a lot of back and forth. Okay. Uh, Mr. Tony, you mentioned the complexity of Nigeria. Okay, and Nigeria is complex. To which I want to exercise my right to disagree with you respectfully, sir. If I don't know what you meant by the complexity or how complex Nigeria is, that it's now beyond my words, not your words, or suggesting that it's beyond redemption, or there's nothing the people can do to rise up, or what is happening in Nigeria has not happened somewhere else before, and they were able to turn it around, quote and unquote, the people. But the people also have leader, someone who led them, not necessarily all the time. So, what is this complexity of Nigeria that you're talking about? I want to know, please, because we keep saying Nigeria is a complex country, and I get confused, and I would greatly appreciate you let me in into this complexity of ours that you and I have taken to the fence and say, you know what, it's a complex country, and let's leave it as it is. The floor is yours, Mr. Tony, to clarify what you meant by the complexity of Nigeria.
Okay, thank you. I think John Abba kind of alluded to the complex nature of Nigeria when he said that, when he talked about um, Dele Farotumi's case, where you had some people for, some people against, and you had some people for Afe Babalola, and on just one issue. So you can see that the way we think and the way we reason over just one issue is probably motivated by maybe who we know, who we like, or where someone comes from, or whatever. Nobody is looking squarely at the issue. I mean, all of us are not focused on the issue. Some are looking at various aspects, at the periphery, at the center, and so on and so forth. And that's part of the complexity that I'm talking about. Apart from the fact that both in character, in composition, in our makeup, in our ethnic composition, we're all different. Um, but I think that even though we agree that most Nigerians, I haven't seen anybody who has said that the country is working the way it should work. I think most of us agree that there's a serious problem and that we need to sort this problem out. But the approach has always been a problem. So, and that shows that even in us, we have situations that make us see things differently. Yeah, we're all different, so we're not supposed to see things the same way. But when it comes to very basic issues that are troubling us, that are confronting us, so I think that party affiliation, religious affiliation, ethnic affiliation should, and our personal relationships should be subsumed in the problem that the country is facing and how we address it in a way that will augur well for everybody. So there's that complex when I'm talking about the complex nature. And apart from that, even the problem itself is complex. Because I asked you, the question I asked you is, in your own opinion, what would Obi have done, given the events before, during,
You
and after the
and after.
election, general
You
election?
want me to
What?
answer
Yes.
that?
What?
Good.
What?
Thank you
What?
very much.
What? How? What is your own solution? What would you have preferred?
Okay, thank you very much. Like I said, this is a different way we are taking this thing. Before the election, he went about campaigning. There was this 1 million march, I think somewhere in Port Harcourt, if I'm correct. There were marches everywhere. There were donations. People were raising money, including crooks use his name to raise money in diaspora. We know that. Anyway, so and some are doing it in the matter of Dele Faro to me as well too. Raise money, but that is the bad side. The good side is the good people raise money. He was able to ginger people before the election. During the election, okay, myself inclusive, me sitting down here, I was unofficial official of INEC in the polling section that I went to vote. Many, and I said many people came out to vote, not for Labour, not necessarily for Labour Party, but for him. Like the lady said, a lot of people have invested their emotions, money, time. He was able to command the crowd. He moved them like a sheep, the way the sheep moves water when it's going about. After the announcement of the result, fair enough, let's apply the rule of law. Let's follow everything to a logical conclusion. So he went to court. And we know it's now playing out today that the judiciary is in cahoots with anybody that has the money, or will be in cahoots with anybody that has the money. At that time, then, even before the court case, as a leader, and I repeat, who said he's not desperate to be president, quote unquote, but I am desperate to see Nigeria change. Meaning the presidency shouldn't be interested to him. It's about the people. If he had galvanized these people, if he had said, you know what, rise up, Nigeria, let's occupy all these necessary places. Honestly, Mr. Tony, okay, even Tinubu will run out of the country when he sees the people. You see, there's this statement that says in Yoruba, I'm not saying it in English. Somebody who is looking for death now sees somebody that wants. Nigerians are fed up. And they were ready at that time, that particular time. I repeat, not now, because that ship has sailed. At that time, if he says, let's go, trust me, many will go. But if we sit down here saying that a change will fall from the sky without us acting, like you said, it was one of those they think will take them to the promised land. Unfortunately, it took them back to Egypt where they were eating cucumber. They remember they were eating cucumber, lettuce, this and that. Lettuce, according to fella, suffering and smile. I beg, leave us or where we did. I beg, don't disturb us. We did suffer, but we still they smile. That is exactly what I don't know if I'm able to answer. If I answered your question, you see, people are looking for this. They have this tiny hope, and they see someone to say, you know what, I think this guy will help. Me myself, I had that hope that, you know what, if this guy may not be able to turn the country around 360 degree, but he can start. He has started this movement. If he continues, then it will be a legacy on his name. He's a good guy. Don't get me wrong. He has his life to live. That's his prerogative. He's not meant to die for anyone. But the truth is, if you present yourself as a leader and hope of the people, then you must be ready to make that sacrifice. If not, don't lead people on unnecessarily. I yield the floor back to any of you that wants to interrogate me. I'm sitting in the hot bench today.
Let me leave John Albert to let John speak. John, you want to react?
John Albert, we can't hear you. Okay, we can't hear you, John. We can't see hear you.
It looks like you're muted, John.
No, it's not muted. I think it's on. It's from his system there. John, we're still not hearing you. Maybe you go out and come back again. These village people, they can't stop.
Okay.
Before you continue, let me take some comment. I'll come to you. My comment people. I'll come back to you. John, hold on 1 second. I would say, if you do not like Peter Obi, do not. No, I gave my opinion a long time ago. I'm not hiding behind anybody's opinion. Somebody said because he refused to align with the Igbo Biafrans, but he goes to not to show himself. Let's look for some. Somebody said this topic is appalling. Okay, don't worry. You don't need to sit down and look here. Go dance. Go dance. I think of Yogina. What's his name? Mazi Prince. Go dance. Go dance. Go play the music and dance. Someone here says that PO is weak and is part of the system, so he cannot fight for the people. Let's just move on. Period. Strong tower. Thanks for that again. Somebody replied to McInerney. McInerney, you have finally reached the conclusion. I came to some electricity dislike Peter, but act like a supporter. He isn't fully. Goodness, are you people not listening to me? It's like people don't listen to me. I don't understand. Anyway, John, welcome back. I don't know if you can speak now.
Oh my
John,
God.
can you? Yeah, we can hear you now. The floor is yours. Thank you.
I'm not hearing John.
John Albert, there's something wrong with your system.
Oh dear.
John, we can't hear you. If you can hear us, we still cannot hear you. We still can't hear you. Sorry about that.
I think oh dear.
I think you are looking too good for the camera today, honestly speaking. Until you don't come back, you were speaking. Yes,
I would have. Okay, hopefully John will come back. What I gather from what you have said is that Obi should have said, "Everybody out of the street. Let us go and fight." Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no, not necessarily. I'm not an advocate for violence. No, revolution don't necessarily means violence. Yes, sometimes it tends to lead to it, even with good intentions. But you should have galvanized the people out. That is my position.
Did you listen to? Did you listen to Jubril Samuel Okutakpa SAN when he spoke in a forum where he was invited and he was talking about the judiciary? I can't remember exactly the topic, but it focused on the judiciary and the Nigerian politician.
Tony, Mr. Tony.
Yes.
Let me ask you. Actually, I'm taking a different position tonight. So
yes.
I'll be more an advocate, a panelist, a moderator, and a Yabis man. So
it's okay. It's okay.
I need you to tell me, please, respectfully, sir, what is new to you about the judiciary? Is there anything new to you? Let's be honest here.
Yeah, the reason why I asked if you listened to it, because in his presentation, he did refer to years back when they were when the Supreme Court, stood to defend democracy, and one of the cases that he mentioned is that of Right Honorable Chibika Mechi, who won the primaries of his party as a state governor, and then because they didn't like his face or some big fathers, they didn't think that this was someone that they could manipulate, and they changed the name and put in someone I think was Omedia, and the case went to the Supreme Court, and the justices, delivered according to Jubril Okutukpa SAN, a landmark, what was came to be what he described as a landmark decision that brought Amechi back as governor, even though they didn't vote for him, and then he made some other.
Now?
Oh, John
yes,
is back.
Yeah, but hold on one second. Mr. Tony, which Amechi are you talking about?
Rotimi Amechi, the former governor of River State.
Rotimi Amechi.
Yes. So
that's Rotimi Amechi.
Hold on, I'm making it.
Okay, go ahead.
No. Don't
Continue, you go
Don't,
explain tire. Don't be Nigeria matter. Continue.
yes, don't call the former governor. Anyway, so uh, 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 Jubrilo Kutapa, SAN, mentioned some very landmark decisions that the Supreme Court had taken when you really had men of caliber, in the Supreme Court. And then he contrasted it with what we have now. And that is saying that that's not saying, that once revered temple of justice that the Supreme Court used to be is not what it is today. And if you play that tape, you would see that it contrasted, you know, uh, what is today, in his opinion, that is totally different, at variance with what you had at those times when you had the Caribbean shores, when you had, when you had, and so on and so forth. So what I'm trying to say, the relationship that what I'm saying, has with the state, the last state here, is that the judiciary is supposed to stand and defend democracy. And so if the judiciary fails to do that, I mean, the politicians are liars. They can always do whatever they want to do. I mean, but most politicians are not truthful people. What they want is power, and so anything that they can do to get to, it's like the Machiavellian policy, the end justifies the means. So whatever will take them to to that destination, they will do. But the judiciary, that's why the judiciary is there, to act as a check. And so if we have a system, the last hope, as they say, of the common people, if it fails to strictly apply, and stand in for the role that it's constitutionally provided to do, then what do you want? Who are you putting the blame on? You're putting the blame on an individual who has offered to come, to help to transform and change this system. How much can he do? That's the question I'm asking. I'm saying that based on what you have said, you are kind of suggesting that going by the events, the aftermath of that election, someone is supposed to come and say, okay, everybody go out of the street because we see that this is not fair, or the election was rigged, or whatever, I'm dissatisfied.
Mr. Tony, I am not suggesting.
Yes.
I am
Yes.
stating it for the record.
Yes.
That is what I feel. It's not a suggestion.
Yes.
It should have done. I am
I think
entitled to it. It's not an
Yes.
opinion.
electricity. Please
entitled
let
to
me
it.
come in before before my
Okay,
thing
go
go
ahead,
off.
Go ahead,
I
John. Please
think
go ahead.
what electricity is saying is that the citizens were ready for the movement, and they
Yes.
saw the hope
He gave
through
them hope.
Obi,
Yeah. Yes.
and their hope was dashed because
Mhm.
it do not motivate them to get their country back. You're talking about the judiciary and all the government, the branches of government that supposed to keep our nation uh, going, they are not working. We need a leader that will change all of those things. And they thought that to be is the right man, even though I'm not. I never think to be the right person. And there is a say in my place that uh, if one of your finger touch the oil, the rest will not deny it. Oftentimes, people misplace it that will be abuse and dissident in Anambra. Anambra is not Nigeria. And like I said, he have his life to live, and he can decide not to go with the people or the way that the people want him to lead them. He has the right to his own life like that. But it's unfortunate because this kind of Nigerians have not come out in the shortest time, within that time that will be declared that he's going to run. Nigerian was so ready that with that shortest time, Right. Millions of people come to follow him because of the way he presents himself and all of that. But unfortunately, he doesn't have that fire to carry them through. Some people also have this. What happened with Babalola,
Paralola,
and he
yeah.
Babalola, and he went there in a diplomatic way, whatever the reason he went there to talk to him. I learned that Babalola endorsed him when he was running. I don't know whether it's true, but having said all of that, Obi had his own approach differently. And Obi could have not been so different from what we are seeing today in terms of economical or anything. The only thing I don't know, you cannot say, uh, 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 Tinubu was a human rights activist, and under his leadership right now, people can say a thing. That is another thing that you cannot predict until you see people in action. I don't know what Obi will do. I will craft miss I could have say I told you so by then to elect to be to presidency, and you see Nigeria will not change anything. But now that that didn't happen, and he already started the laying the foundation. But I tell you, he have lost so many of his followers, especially those that they have the fire in their bone. Say, let's go, let's go. He even when if he declare he's going to run in 2027, he may get, of course, so many of his supporters, but he will not get those brown that say go down and take over the government and turn it around. Our people are suffering. The mentality is deranged. Let's change something radically to rescue this country. Those people will not come with him anymore. And I doubt that he's going to even get the number he got before for any other reasons, because the real people who come out for him, even the people in diaspora, they raise a lot of money for him. They really want him there. But now you have also lost some of those diaspora's supporters. So I hope the difference now is that Nigeria have to look at those people coming in 2027 and sample one of them, but I don't believe that anything will change, because the whole mentality is that Nigerian, we all need to work on ourselves, not just Tinubu and Peter Obi. I think something fundamentally has broken in us that kept us where we are.
Uh,
Thank you, John
I
Abba. I'm sorry, before I go, Tony, I highlighted a
okay.
comment that's on the screen. This is
Yes.
in the polling votes, part comment. There are people against, for Peter B, this and that. There are people supporting me. There are people fighting Machiavelli. Tonight is a comedy night. No matter how you see it. But you see, this is to me the best comment so far. This is what as I have been crying for over the years. Perhaps that is the problem. Maybe the people are still waiting for a leader to lead them and don't realize their own power to protest and raise hell. Now, I will back this statement with a section on the Constitution. People will know. And before I say it, people will type it in there before I say the section again. Section 68, 69, and 110 of the Constitution. That is where the people power lies mostly. They don't need any leader in this context. All they need to do is come together. Yes, somebody will carry the letter to INEC in Abuja or wherever they are, this and that. But here the people in our constituency can come together and say, you know what, this our legislators, this our lawmakers. I did a video on my channel some time back. The cost of the Nigerian Senate, which has trickled down to the entire country. We don't know how powerful these lawmakers are. We don't know what role they are. But the people also fail to understand that the lawmakers are not as powerful as the people. The people are more powerful than the lawmakers. And that is where the cause is. So when I mean cause, CURSE, and no prayer ain't going to take that away. It's in the hands of the people. Tony, the floor is yours before we go to the next topic. The next topic It's about my people from Edo State.
I listened to John Abba, and I agree with a number of things that he has said. But my question that I want to put to him and to you, electricity, is we just had an election in Ghana. We have had election in Namibia, um, and we didn't see the kind of scenario that we saw in 2023. The people went out and voted, and we didn't see uh, all the shenanigans that we saw in 2023. So, is it because the you had a leader in those countries, or leaders in those countries, who were ready to die for the system to ensure that everything went according to the constitutional provision required for a free and fair election? Is that the case? That's one. The other question I want to ask is, and I'm directing this to John Abba, um, what exactly, and I asked you, electricity, that same question, what exactly do you want Obi to have done, that he didn't do? Exactly, not just what exactly do you want him
I
to
believe I
have done?
answered that question. Did I not
Having
answer
Uh,
the
led the,
question?
Let me wrap up
having
and then I can leave because I just love electricity like he always say everybody love him when I saw it. So
okay,
because I'm about to run.
okay,
I let me let's start from the Ghana election that just finished. Two things make African leader to win the opposition or the incumbent. The amount of the people that come to turn out. It will become difficult for someone to win the election, even if they choose want to. Let's say that PDP and LP come to the number become one. It will be difficult for APC to win the election. So that answered the issue with the Ghana issue. As far as Obi is concerned, I do not want anything from Obi. Obi is not, I'm not a Obi supporter. Whether he loses or he wins is irrelevant to me. So I never expect anything from Obi. So I was not disappointed whether I'm just talking about his own followers that followed him. And I saw the number of Nigeria, how they are gingered, how they are fired up. I saw that with my own naked eyes, and I'm just attesting to that. As far as I'm concerned, what I want to be to do is those follower of his that could have said that me, I'm not his follower, and I will never be. Thank you.
Thank you, John Abba. Uh, Mr. Tony, I believe I answered that question. If you want me to repeat it, I'll repeat myself again for the record.
maybe I
Uh,
didn't hear you. So what
during
exactly?
during during the votes on the day of the vote, I cited uh, an experience I had with an elderly woman in the polling booth. If I am correct by her age, she should be 80 or 80 plus. She's not in her 70s. She should be 80 plus, an elderly woman. I was in there controlling the crowd, pasted the names on the wall and everything. It was a bit rowdy. You know, Nigerians as normal. Everybody wants to go first. Nobody waits for their turn. And she asked me, my son, quote unquote, I beg, show me Papa, Mama, and Pekin picture for her to vote. Do you know what that is to give such an elderly person hope? Do you know the danger that lies in that? To give such a person. I saw people who came on wheelchair. I'm not making this story up. This is not a story I'm making up. Who came on which some people brought their elderly ones to come and vote for P2B. Not let's forget about Labour Party. Labour Party is shite anyway for him, and that hope just extinguished that hope for no reason because you're a good guy. I voted for him. So those who are in there saying I don't like P2B, I voted for him. I have my PVC. I still have it here. I voted for him the first time I ever voted in Nigeria election. That's the motivation behind it. I did my PVC the first time in my life, in the history of that country, to be interested in voting. And some come on the comment section saying I'm biased. I don't like P2B. If I don't like him, I'm entitled to. Not everybody like me. Tony may just be pretending sitting there as if he like me. He may not like me.
You don't have to like him. You don't have to like. You don't have to like
exactly.
him.
So let's face the facts. Let's go by history. If we want to change anything, and according to the playwright, an Irish playwright, those who cannot change their mind cannot change anything. P2B can't change nothing because he's not ready to change his mind. He's set in his ways that people, you see, the views that people have, or is part of them, is used to derail the destiny. They used to galvanize so that it's now romancing with the same article who he left.
No, you can't say that. You don't know what has transpired. You don't know what
John, Tony, you can't defend the indefensible.
No, I'm not defending.
You are defending.
We don't know until we get the substance of the meeting, of the discussion. It's like saying because these are they belong to opposing parties, you should not talk to them. Politics is not like that.
No. What I heard is they want to form an alliance. That is what I heard.
You heard?
It's on the news. It's on the news.
That's what we heard. Yes, but it's not been substantiated. That's why I said we don't know what this whole thing is all about.
Tony,
we don't know. So we're only speculating. Yes.
Tony, this is a different night.
Okay.
Whether we know or not, it's been floated in the media space. So, do you agree he left Atiku because he doesn't want to be a vice president? Is that correct?
No, he left Atiku because he wants to run for president, for the office of president.
Okay, he left Atiku because he wants to run for. You are swinging this thing. You are trying to paint. You are trying to paint. Okay, I have. Sir, there is. Is it possible you cover up a little bit, please, or you take your camera up for the purpose of this platform? Is that okay with you, sir? Thank you for joining. Okay. I'll give you the floor for the first time. Maybe I'm just you. You have to turn on your camera, please.
Yes, I have to.
Yeah, you have to turn on your camera, please.
I have to turn on the camera.
That's the policy. Or you just put on it. You see this lovely yellow set you put on. If you have it around here, just pick it up and hang it on. And I'll come back to you, please. You look nice in that yellow. But go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, my brother. Good evening, sir.
Welcome, Bobby.
Yeah, thank you, bro. See, I just want to share my thoughts and what I think. You see, for us to get it right in Nigeria, we agree to fight for what is right. Not just talking, fight with action. We don't have to wait for those people to give us what we want. There is nobody on earth that will give you what you are asking for. And that person
got to fight for it.
Can you hear me, guys?
You got to fight for it.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We just got to fight for it. And we should be ready. We should speak one mind. Just one mind. And for Peter Obi, for me, I don't think we are going to be doing the right thing by going out to vote for him again. No, it's not going to be right. Which you see, we give Peter Obi the voice. We gives him that platform with the youth. And just as you guys were saying, at the end of the day, he messed up. He messed up in the sense of, please, you people should not get me wrong. The guy is good on his own, no, because Nigerians they always they say, this person is good, this person is that on his own. Peter Obi belongs to those people. Peter Obi do not have a mind on his own. He does not. People controls him. He talks with people. They tell him what to do. But we need a separate body, someone who has nothing to do with these old criminals. We need a separate body, someone who is really, when that person is talking, that person know they look your face. He don't care who you be. We just need a change, and we have to fight for it. If we are not ready to look for someone and support this person with everything in us, everything we have, forget it. We can just talk from now till 20 years to come. Nigeria will remain the way it is. We just got to fight for it. I don't understand why people are still trying to see this young man, Omoyele Sowore. I don't know the reason why people see that guy as an... I don't understand how they talk about him, how they bring him down. I don't understand. I can't get it. This is someone who has been fighting, moving from one place to another. People see him as nothing. I can't just get it. I don't know how we are going to do this magic. If there is any other thing we must do for this time, and this is our generation, I think we should make this mistake again, because people say, if you vote for more election already, you they made mistake. Now that vote, no, they can't. Can we just make that mistake and forget about Obi and make mistake for the second time and see what Sowore can deliver and see if he can lead us? Because what thing we need now, we just want to go to the streets. Believe me, if it was Omoyele Sowore that has that number, Obi gone. Oh my God. I don't believe say Nigeria will be the way it be. I don't believe. Because if you, as a leader, stand pen and said, yes, I want to fight for this, this is what I got, people will follow suit. People will follow him. That is what we want during the last election. But Peter Obi, we are just nothing. So I don't know. This is what I think, and voting for Peter Obi again is going to be a waste, because I don't see how Peter Obi or even Atiku, even if they mesh together, I don't see how they are going to unseat Tinubu.
Mesh together, sir. Stone and oil they mesh together. Stone and cement. Oil and cement they mesh together. You know they work key.
The Obidient, sir, the Obidient right now, some of us see what they are saying. They said Peter Obi should join Atiku. This is the same Atiku that many of us were calling criminals. So I don't understand this. This our head. I know they get them. I know they understand them. Where will they get this thing from? Peter Obi go and join. And if he join Atiku, people believe that they are going to work. What are they going to do? You want Peter Obi to go and join Atiku to do what exactly?
I said, no, be today, Yash, day back, you can't get pattern.
We
all know the story.
Oh, man. We just they get them wrong from time to time. We are not speaking one voice. We don't want to do the right thing. I don't know. The way we think sometimes, they divide us already. This tribal something, this person is an Igbo, this one is Yoruba, this one is from Edo, this one is from the north, this one. The politicians, they are happy because they don't want to see me and you talking about the progress of the nation. They just want to throw something out there for me and you to be fighting over. That is what they are doing. You see? So I don't see I don't see this coming. Obi, the way they are doing it now, the way they are talking right now on social media, Obi and Atiku, they are coming together. I don't get it. I don't really know what those people want. Do they really want change? They believe change will
I
come
don't.
from Atiku?
You see, my brother, thank you very much. When I started this podcast, I started in terms of Dele Farotimi case. What's different? You see what I highlighted there? What's different from Dele Farotimi case with the Okoma people that were killed, that were set ablaze and everything. We'll come to that book and whatever it is. That is there. When this issue was happening, are you leaving? Okay, thanks for joining
Yeah,
us.
I'm leaving, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. So you see, it's in the hands of the people. Let me see what D said something here. Sometimes, if the cause is right and a just cause, we must even put our life on the line. Tony, are you reading this? Because
Yes.
you're a minister of God. Okay, because this will come to your floor now. Sometimes, if the cause is right and a just cause, we must even put our life on the line. But if we are too scared, that's not very helpful or useful. Let me support this argument with John the Baptist. He was not afraid to put his life on the line. He got his head beheaded. I'm also go forward to support it with the story of Esther. If I perish, let me perish. I'm also go ahead to support again, further to support with the story of Nehemiah and many more like that. So when you're asking me what do I expect Peter Obi to do, for the fact that you presented yourself to the people to give them hope, me inclusive, because I have great belief on Nigeria, but it just extinguished, just vanished into the thin air. Now, like I said, I can't do him anything. I no go fit kill her. I no go fit arrest her. I no go fit do anything. But he cannot come and knock on my door tomorrow and say, I beg, give me support, this and that. Honestly speaking, when I was in Nigeria then, if Peter Obi had raised hell, I wouldn't have returned. I would have stayed there and joined the fight. But you see, like I said, it is what it is. They say, voila, be like bicycle. Anyway, let's go to Edo State. For you joining the comment section, thank you very much. And let's go to the goof governor, Edo people, and their wonderful, highly blessed governor that they have elected, who is representing them rightfully and in every sense of it. Is now listen and be blessed.
605 billion, 76 million, 76. Let me take it again. 506 billion, 605 billion. Sorry, 776 billion. Sorry, it's confusing me.
Tony, I'll play this video again.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Don't play. It's okay. We have seen it.
Why? No.
Anybody can be confused. Anybody can be confused. We get confused sometimes. Anybody can be confused.
Well, you know? I should not play it again. I will play this video again.
No. You know that used.
We'll play this video after the break. Let's take a short break. I'll come back. We'll play this video after the break. After this short break, please.
Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland, with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes compatriot. Nigeria call obey to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom. In freedom. In freedom. Peace and unity. Arise, my people, arise, my with love and strength and faith. With all our hearts and minds we I'm about to go be down to from Warri to Lagos.
Welcome again for joining. And for those of us just joining us, we are going to disregard Mr. Tony's statement that we should not play it. We should not play it. I'm going to play the video again because it's very interesting. It's not long. It's very short video. It is very interesting. This is the Edo State, newly elected Edo State governor. I think I'm trying to remember the niche name for Edo State. I think Delta State is a big hat, if I'm correct. I'm trying to remember the niche name that is given to Edo State. And this is the governor. The one APC said they will follow the blueprint that was used in Edo State, in Ondo, which they succeeded, and they will use it in Anambra State. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me and listen to this wonderful governor elected by the people, for the people, and of the people.
6,605,000,000 76 million 76. Let me take it again. 506 billion 605 billion, sorry, 776 billion. Sorry, it's confusing me. Okay, sorry, six.
Order your house, please. Mr. Speaker must be held in silence, please.
605 billion, and details of the budget proposal for your consideration and approval. Thank you for your kind consideration.
Now, wow, welcome back. That is Edo State governor. According to DJ, said the governor don't smoke igbo, he's in spirit. The guy is in spirit. Listen, gentlemen, even though it come across as funny, that is how low we have gone in that country, in Edo State. Are we making fun of someone who is unable to read? The answer to that question is no. Because some indeed were not privileged the way we are privileged. But John, thanks for joining. Let me see your name again. Manny84. Let me start with you in this issue. Are we saying, or will you say that those, the APC and those who put him there, let me put it that way, were not aware of this situation? You're muted.
I'm quite sure they are aware and they were aware. But knowing the politics of Nigeria, that was done on purpose. So they've selected who they wanted as their forefront person based on their own personal interest, and then they've got what they've got. But my addition to the discussion is that the fact that we continue to do the same thing and expecting a different result, I find it to be a bit strange, because the system that we currently have and us expecting something to be different, I don't know. It's almost like we are barking at the wrong tree.
Tony, do you think in this same complexity of Nigeria you referenced to earlier, do you think these people do not know before they put him there? Of Shemole and Co. and those who went to vote for him?
Well, it takes me back to, let me welcome my brother there, Mani 84. But it takes me back to what I said earlier when we were talking about the first discussion we had about the complexity of Nigeria. You know, in a state where you had Professor Ambu Sali, you had Osubo. I used to be part of that state when it was Bender. You know, it's to see this kind of a thing is unfortunate. But let's put the blame where it should be first of all. You see, the governor has speech writers, and before in an occasion like this, he's supposed to be prepped. From the reading, it does appear that they just wrote the things for him in figures. Because if they wrote it in words, he should be able to read it. Now, this is not a laughing matter. This is just, if I were the governor, I would penalize his speechwriters and those who put him in such a bad light. Because first of all, it's not just an embarrassment for the government, it's an embarrassment for the state and Nigeria, you know, because this is all over in social media. So this is unfortunate. They just sacrificed this man. I'm not supporting him though. You know, English is not a language. I mean, we've had governors who are not as educated. We have Barakunzuo. We have so many of them. You know, so but for this kind of blunder to be on air for such an occasion, and for us to be joking about it, you know, I think for me, yeah,
John, Tony,
for me, let's roll. Yes, you know, because that's one. Then to go back to the question that you asked, you see, when they were inviting people to come for a debate, I remember Arise kept inviting, you know, Edo State, those going for governorship to come for a debate so they can ask them questions, which is usually the norm. This particular person did not appear. And there were people who came on air to defend him, to say that he doesn't need to come. You know, his wife, his children are all graduates. He's a senator and all. I mean, you know, it boils down to the same malaise, the same problem that we are having in this country, because they are looking at the top. You know, some people went to England to go and debate, and we had a candidate who didn't debate and brought proxies and so on to say no. That so when the mother cow is eating, the young ones are looking at his mouth. So it's a no. You know, it is a no. And if you put garbage into a computer, what you get is garbage out. So what we are seeing is not surprising. It's a measure of the kind of thing that we see in the whole country, the decay. that we are seeing. And if we continue to do things like this is what we get.
All right. You actually put me back for not challenging you, because you actually saved yourself at the end of the day by when you highlighted the fact that it was invited several times. Channels arise and people came out to defend him. We're ready to die to defend that. No, our governor is top notch. So it's not a joking matter, but it is something that they know. We're going to laugh about it. It's sad. I don't like figures. But where I disagree with you is a speech writer. You said if the speech writer should have, no, it's a governor, for crying out loud. So if my speech writer writes something for me, and I know I cannot read, I can't put our figures out correctly, why do I have to do that? Can I not tell my speechwriter, can you put it in words for me? Yes, such things they put in figures and in words together. Most times people don't read the words. Okay, was he reading the figures or he was reading the words? That's the question we need to, because I can tell you 6,655,329 naira 50 kobo. Am I reading in words or in figures? That is what we need to ask. Was he reading in words or it was written in figures? We need to ask for clarification in that regard.
Can I come in?
Come in, brother.
I don't think it's got anything to do with whether he's able to read figures or he needs to read letters. It's down to he's either got a disability, one, and two, it's ill prepared. So similar to Tinubu being ill prepared to face the people, it's the same system here. They perfected the system for the presidential debate where they didn't. Tinubu never had no debate with all the other candidates, and he still got to the position. Once they perfected the position for the presidency, it's we shouldn't be surprised that they've done the same thing in Edo. I'm from Edo myself, so the same
my
system.
brother, I'm sorry, my heart bleed. Oh, goodness me.
Well,
We need to, let's hold a 1 minute silence for him, John Tony.
yeah, so yeah, the same system is going to be carried over all the other states as well. So to me, they've perfected the system. Now they're just basically implementing it across the states. So I'm not really surprised. So that's why I was watching it on YouTube. I just thought, let me quickly drop my 1-2 to say, why are we having discussion on this? Are we surprised? What is the surprise? What's the discussion here?
Brother, some of us come here to educate, enlighten. I come here to get educated, also to release some stress, tension. The heat is out there. I mean, the cold is out there. Some of us, we are lonely. Some of us, we are this, we are that, we are this. Like McNally now has raised a issue up. We need to deal with that. You say, listen, we're here personally for me to inspire, if I can, people for change. But we have to talk about it. That's what transparency is all about. That is what people talk about Donald Trump every day. People talk about, look at the case of Shetima and Kemi Badenoch. In my opinion, it should be thinking of how he's going to fix Nigeria rather than challenging a child, a person that will be his daughter's age.
Can I come in? Can
Go
I come
ahead,
in on
sir.
that?
Go ahead, sir.
Yes.
Go ahead.
What I found very interesting is that it's like people are more ashamed of the fact that of her stating the fact and the truth. So there's because sometimes I'm watching Arise TV and channels, and then you have all these people complaining and upset that somebody is stating the fact. If Nigeria was so good and there was no, because every country has its downside. If most of Nigeria was good, then she will have nothing to say. But if she's got something to say, she's stating the truth, and you're upset about it. In a situation where a terrorist sympathizer is a vice president and he's had the guts to be opening his mouth to be talking
Thank you very
about somebody else, to me, that someone like Tinubu, someone like Shetima, somebody like Akpabio, Oshiole, whatever his stupid name is, the one that just put this current
Oshomole.
government, Oshomole, that idiot. Somebody, people like
So
this.
we mind our language here, please.
Okay, I apologize.
All right, apology
So,
taken.
yeah, somebody like him, they should not talk. They are the people who are actually embarrassing Nigeria. They are the reason why someone like me don't want to be associated with Nigeria. I'm with Kemi. I don't say to people I'm Nigeria. I say to people I'm Edo, I'm from Benin, the Benin Kingdom. So I'm before, even up until about 5 years ago, I was very much Nigerian. But I started looking at things, I'm like, no, why? I would rather be identified with my ethnic group, which is what she's done. She identifies as Yoruba, and she's upset about it. And then the Shetima, the terrorist sympathizer, is upset about that. Get a grip. That's the way I look at it sometimes.
It's confusing to me. What basis, what ground does it have? Because if we can focus that energy on fixing the country, it won't even be. It will be Kemi that will wants to the British government or the conservative Kemi that will be putting words out for Nigeria and how we can have a very strong bilateral agreement or relationship or whatever it is. And it's so you see, Kemi is my sweetheart. I've had a podcast here for her, and I'm going to be running a podcast for her on my platform. She is my sweetheart. Okay, I admire her. She has opinion. She stands by opinion, and she's equally respectful. So I don't know why. I mean, it's disgraceful for Shetima to do that. Thank you, KG, for joining. The moderator that will be taking over from me is here, so I will be handing over the moderating to him going forward. KG, the floor is all yours. You are now the new moderator. Thank you very much.
I don't understand. I don't understand. How will I be the new moderator? Come on. I don't even know. I thought that you're even going to start your program quite late. I didn't.
Oh no, there is a broadcast around 4 p.m. New York time. Rudolph is having a broadcast. That was why I'm broadcasting early.
Okay.
Electricity is running away because the obedience have put him under fire. That's why he's running away. So
no.
Why would you run away?
No, I'm not running away. Run away, I'll just put in the comment section. I can handle there. You know what we don't see. We don't cross each other. We don't cross the line.
What was the topic of discussion?
I mean, we just talk about P2B, the woman, the lovely lady.
Oh yes.
Kugbara. I highlighted our opinion. In that she's.
When you started discussing, did you know that P2B have gone to see her? And
that's P2B is good in doing that. Blessed are the peacemaker. And the country is getting bad every day.
Can I come in? Can I come in on that? It's like P2B seems like one of those people who would refuse to choose a side. You're either good or you're bad. You cannot be in the middle, which is why he will never change Nigeria the way people think he will.
And
because
Mr. Mark. Okay, this is the Mark that's always yabbing me. I see. Mr. Mark, you're the one always yabbing me.
No, it's not the one. It's not the one. It's Makenelli.
No, it's not me.
All right. Now, what
this is the Mark you're talking about. I just highlighted his comments now. This is the Mark you're talking about, KJ. Makenelli.
Oh, yes. Now, the Bible says something interesting. It says that you cannot be cold I mean, you cannot be warm. You either be cold or you are hot. You cannot be both. You have to make a choice. In fact, he said
Yep.
that if you are warm, if you are lukewarm, he will spit you out because you are good for nothing. So I totally agree with you. And I'm not saying, you see, I understand what is playing the dynamics in Nigeria. Because you see, what a journalist from the southeast will write and will be taken as okay. I mean, taken as a incitement is not the same thing that other people will write and be taken the same way. So with that, as a journalist, you are always trying to dance to balance so that if you are one of those who be afraid whether you want to be they will arrest you or something, you want to always play to issues. And P2B is just in that listen, but you have to decide. I mean, as like I said, he's like I say in a very jovial way. His wife is very beautiful. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to leave the wife and go and stay in the prison. But the thing is, the truth is that just like you said, until we have hard men, you understand what I'm saying? Hard men, people who can stand. See, let me. Sorry, I'm digressing myself. I like America. Why do I like America? America said they have I'm trying to remember the right word now. There's a saying that America is the land of the brave. They pride themselves as a land of the brave. It's not because the government cannot take them down or whoever, but they tell you first and foremost, we're standing on the path of the law. If you want to take me down, come, I'm waiting for you. So because of that, and you see, that's why, when they're talking about bearing arms, Americans will refuse. Because there's another saying, another adage they have, okay? An unarmed man is a slave. I saw it, in fact, I entered an office, a very, 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 problem guy around where I live. And I saw that he has it on his wall. An unarmed man is a slave to government. So, because they know that you can withstand them, and I asked him. He said, "No. Once you know you can't bear arms, you are gone. They wake up and tell you anything, But when they think of the fact that before they come get you or your children, they have you to contend with, they will think twice. So it's like that. If you want a society that have to move in the direction of progress, there are certain leaders that have to emerge. Such leaders are not concerned about what will be their end, but they are concerned that they're going to make a mark, especially when it has to do with Nigeria. See, I was in the university when Bill Clinton came to Abuja, came to Nigeria, and we were drafted from the school to come and meet with him. And in the lecture in the Women Development Center where he was having that lecture, he told us that the world, I can't forget that because it for many years it was in my head. The world expects Nigeria to be a leader in the next millennium. That's what Bill Clinton said in Abuja to young leaders like us at that time when investing. He said, we expect Nigeria to be the leader in the next millennium. Think of how, since Clinton left office,
It's not going to happen.
Have we not even gone back from people he came to meet?
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen because we'll have miscreants. Senior, as Wale Soyinka put it in his book, The Glorification of an Area Boy. That is what we have now. We have taken area boys, dressed them up, wear them suits, and they are looking like important goons sitting in the pedestrian of leadership.
KJ, when you say we, who are you talking about when you say we?
We?
I'm
talking about Nigerians. We Nigerians.
Me, I'm not part of we then.
Okay, no. When I'm talking about that, you see, I'm talking about a normal circumstances that avail before us. Listen, I'm not one in support of what is going on there. Everyone knows my stand on this platform. Okay, I'm first an Igbo man before any other person. God didn't call me in Nigeria. God called me Igbo. He gave me the tribe I'm speaking. He put me in a location where Igbos are dominant, and that's why he decided to make me. Since when did you start answering Nigeria? 1914. But we have been Igbos over 1,000, in fact, more than 1,000 years ago. We have been Igbos. So and Yorubas have been Yorubas. Why
Listen,
not
I've been
allow
listening.
those ethnic groups to exist in the way they are formed, so we can have a cohesion, a good balance of everything. If you want leadership, you go to every location, you collect and let them represent their people and tell you, look at what is going on in the FCT. The FCT minister is saying, I don't recognize the senator elected to represent the people of FCT. Who are you?
Wike, God of BDP.
Who are you? Who do you think you are? Are you
K-
more than the
KJ,
politician that give you authority?
KJ,
The
what
woman is
kind,
representing her people. You say you will not recognize her. Whatever she says is
KJ,
making noise.
KJ, what kind of system throws up that kind of character? What is it normal? Is it? Should we even be talking about that kind of
But Tony, I
thing that
answered your
somebody
question earlier on. Now I told you that
that
it is now
somebody
glorification
that,
of area boys. You
and then
glorify them.
what have we done? That's the question. What have we done? It's happening. It's been happening. He's been taking this thing before. He took Julius Berger's phone. Nothing happened. You know, in the Bible, we're told that Herod, first of all, you know, long before John the Baptist had been beheaded, and then Herod Antipas now killed James, the brother of John, and then when he saw that he pleased the Jews, he took Peter. And then the church didn't do anything about it. It was only when the church stood up and started doing something that we saw what happened. So, you know, these things have been happening, and some people are applauding him. Nobody says anything. The man says he has the support, the approval of the president to do what he's doing. And it's like business as usual. And then he can mess up somebody, a representative that is voted by the people, that is speaking for the people. And the person stands up and he wants to, you know, raise a motion concerning that, and they won't listen. And then she had to walk out. And we have all this. You see, that we have to face the reality of the situation that we have here.
That's my point. Who is going to get us to the point of facing reality? You know, the system has thrown up all kinds of miscreants. And to even think that Wike is a lawyer sometimes beefs, it's my imagination. Okay, you are saying that if, in fact, the heaven should fall. If the heaven fall now, it's even better for us because we don't have to fast and pray again for it to come. Are you okay? You're talking to a people, 230 million people.
Because he doesn't see them. He
That is
he
who you
doesn't
can
see
get
them
as
as
a leader.
anything. He doesn't see them as anything. And he's working for somebody. He's working for the nation. He's just a minister. And then you know, we're all laughing about it. You know, laughing, you know, and it's going to go on. It's not the first time. It's going to go on and on and on and on. So my problem really is, you see, when we begin to say that one person has to fight this fight, or it has to be this one, or it has to be this one, or this person is not doing what he's doing, I think we miss the point. The system is crumbling right under our head, and we are looking for one person, and we're saying, you know, this or that or that.
No,
This is not.
The problem, my brother, is this. It is not easy because Nigeria has a lot. We have come, you know, be today, Igbos have a proverb, say, no be today, water begin to enter the horn of train, you know. No be today, you know, the things started getting bad. You understand what I'm saying? And nobody has been able to handle it the way we need to handle it, because before you say two things now, they'll play ethnic, the ethnic jingle. I mean, the card?
Yeah,
Card.
yeah,
And when they play ethnic card, everybody will run to their own cocoons. That's always been the issue. Okay, when they see, look, let me tell you, it's not only today that Nigeria has brought up people who can change the system. But when those people come and they try everything possible, it does not work. They go to the last, which is the ethnic thing. And when they say, this is against the North, the whole of the North to rise. They say, we are doing this now because Tinubu is in power. The whole Yorubas rise. They say, we are being marginalized because of Igbo. The whole Igbo. So it has been working for them, and it is a master stroke. Look, I want to say something. The other day I was sitting there and I said to myself, do we know that the devil has not devised any new trick since it started? It's just that one trick. That one trick, he came and asked a question to put doubt in your mind. What doubt comes into your mind, that's all. It's all over. So now we have continuously to play that same card that the British played. And when they were going, they gave it to them. And they have been playing the same card. And until we come together, until somebody can be able to rally some, critical mass that will now move for that change, it's not going to come.
Yeah, but there was somebody who was able to do that, and then everybody was against him, and then people were happy when he got locked up. He's still in prison till now.
Oh, no.
So
I was one of those. Like I said, my trouble started anyway. I don't want to tell my story here, but my trouble started when I said to go cover that Umuahia listing. Okay. I went there as an independent journalist to do my own assessment there, and I had all kinds of things. Maybe a story for another day. All I'm simply saying is anybody who wanted to be educated on the ills of Nigeria will go back and pick up Nnamdi Kanu's tapes and listen to them. I have never faulted any part of it. Yeah, you may not like his rhetoric. And the truth of the matter is that no freedom fighter speaks your language.
Yep.
Go check through the history. No free. Steve Biko, they used to give credence to Mandela, as great as he is. They did. Some people don't know that a man called Steve Biko, who was the machine behind the thing, who was more dangerous than Mandela, and was taken out in prison. They don't know that. Yeah. They don't know that. Okay? Not knowing that even Steve Biko had told his friends and wife that any day you hear that I committed suicide, know that I've been killed because I can never take my life. Eventually, they said he committed suicide. Okay? Even those South Africans now who are shouting, why should they give Nigeria 5 years visa? Some of them don't even know who Steve Biko is. Yes, that's the truth. Because they come,
no history.
They don't have any history. They jump in and begin to make noise. Nigeria was called a frontline state because of our activity, to get apartheid out of South Africa. Nigeria suffered some form of sanction because of our role in South Africa. And yet South Africans can wake up because of the weak leadership we have and then tell us this. Because let me tell you, look at what's going on in Iraq after the Iraq war. Who are the people rebuilding Iraq? Not be Americans. Not be the companies there. The same way we will have taken over. We have taken over because we put money in it. We would have taken over also in Sierra Leone. Our company should be there. In Liberia, because we brought peace back to those places. But because we have a weak leadership who cannot articulate what they want, they are more concerned and happy, just like Tinubu now is thanking the German Chancellor for coming.
I don't think they are weak. They are strong criminals. I don't call them weak. These are very strong criminals entities. That's what they are. You can say they are not for they don't have vision, but to me they seem very strong. I mean, for them to be able to get away with what they get away with, that's not for the weak-minded person.
KJ, as you were coming in, we were discussing the Edo governor and his presentation of the appropriation bill for 2025. And electricity played over and over again the video where the governor was presenting that bill and the issues arising from that presentation. I know that you're familiar with that video. And that was at the point where you came in and we're actually commenting on, what the governor read and the issues surrounding.
Yeah, well, I was surprised. I don't even, if I don't want to waste my time to comment, I was surprised. The guy has never been anything. See, if you can't even read something that be written for you, which you have had it maybe like a week or so, how can you now sit down with people and articulate what you want to do? And when I watched that video, I said to myself, okay, since they knew that he could not read it if they wrote it in figure, why not write it in words? So he read out the words the way it's written.
Good. You see, you just hit the nail on the head, because that was what I said. I said, listen, that I would fire the speech writers Because I don't see, if they had written it in words, it probably would not have that difficult. But even before that kind of presentation, they ought to have prepped him. I don't know, but he
let me tell you what happens in Nigeria, because
yes.
I practice my trade there a bit. In Nigeria, when you go to the big man syndrome doesn't allow them to correct you. I once had to do an interview with a minister. One of the, since my career, I had two people who were trying to know whether I sabi what they do, or maybe they want to just challenge because they've been into a lot of media, circles and all that. One of the minister, I will call his name, all of you know him. He said, no, this is how to do it. This is how to do it. I said, no, that's not how to do it. He said, but when I come for interview, this is my interview, and this is how the people do it, and this is how even this organization is. I said, but those super organizations, me here, I'm the professional. And he looked at me, really? I said, yeah, I am the professional. I will tell you what to do, and that's how it's gonna be. So I had gone there with another, the producer who was there. I was doing the setting up of the technical and everything. He said to me, so the guy said, just leave him, okay, just leave him that. He in fact, he knows what he's doing. At the end, we'll look at it. Then I said, okay. Like, let me see what's going to come out of this. So eventually I finished setting up, and then we did everything. And then before they said, no, I want to sit. So I played it back for him. I was just, wow. In fact, that's the person I gave me, he just said, look, I have to give you some gift. So he went up and gave me some dollars that he had. Anyway, the truth of the matter is that there are people who think that they know, okay? And they will not allow you to prop them. But if you know what you know, when you get to such people, another one person was a bishop who was trying to tell me, because he had come to London and done some few courses on television and the rest, and he felt that he knows, and was telling me, no, you can't shoot against the wind. Against the window. That is this. I said, you can't shoot that. It's called this. I say, yeah, really, that's a technical word. It's called contre-jeu. That's a French word. But I can tell you, when you know the rules, you can break it. He said, really? I say, yeah. I said, okay, I want to see how this will happen. I want to see how it will happen. And of course, I said the thing, and I did it, and I shot against the window that he was sitting, and at the end, I gave him. He said, Oga, we need to talk. My media team, you need to train them. So what am I trying to say? You don't allow them. These people, when they go there, now, Oga, you go kneel down. No, I'm a professional, you're a professional. I've come to interview, okay? So you do what I say you. If you don't want, I'll pack my equipment and go away, So they don't have that ability to subject these people to know that you are here. If you have a media, look, I'll give an example. You see all the people here in the West, they sit with their media people. In fact, look at Trump was prompted for every debate. He sat down for hours.
Go to the fifth floor and go and drop it.
Yeah. There's nothing like you are the big man here. For hours, you will sit down and listen to those guys, and they tell you what to do, how to respond, how to put your face, where to put emphasis. You know, be saying no, they hear English, but these are people, that's their profession. They specialize in it. Okay, they specialize in it. So when you have them in Nigeria, they don't allow you. They don't look. I once tried to change the way they present their broadcast in Aso Villa. I couldn't even get in because of politics. The NTA guy wouldn't even let me, get to the place where I can affect that change.
The Edo governor should have read the figures in ISA. It would have been okay. Because he was doing it in English. And English is not his first language. That's the problem.
But if you are from Ajana Bude, if you speak in Nishan, you won't hear. If you are Afemai or you won't hear. But I think we must put the blame where the blame is. Even people who go to read news, they prepare. They prepare. So we do things very wrongly. Yes, the governor may have his own problems, may have his own issues, but everything you do in life, you prepare. You want to play soccer, you prepare. You want to go for boxing, you prepare. You want to, you want to make a speech, you prepare. So and that's, for me, that's the greatest problem that I see here. And
Yeah.
I think that that's an embarrassment. You embarrass the state, not just the governor. You embarrass the state. You embarrass Nigeria. I mean,
Mr. Tony, why you people want to embarrass yourself elect him or allow him to read himself?
no,
I could
that's
more
a
embarrassed than himself.
that's a different issue. That's a different.
English.
That's a different issue. Let's not even go there. I don't want to go there, because that one, if we start discussing that one, we will finish today. You know who the man is. You know how you put him there. You know his problems. You know his weaknesses. And you want to cover him. Why don't you prepare him? Okay, why didn't you bring the deputy governor to come and present it and say the governor is sick or the governor is indisposed?
Yeah.
No,
why didn't they do that?
The assembly will not entertain the deputy governor now. It is by law, he's supposed to be the one to present it. That's the law.
Supposing he's sick.
If he's sick, you wait.
What you said, Tony?
That's the law. He has to take it there on the table.
Yeah, but what you said, Tony, that makes sense. They could have done it where the guy, the governor speaks, and then when he gets to the figure, he calls his deputy, and my deputy is gonna. Then you can do that in presentations. In presentation, you can talk, and then you have your partner do the other bits of the presentation.
Yeah.
You don't have to do all of it. You could have done that.
The man can read. They see the problem is the speechwriter. The man can read. So since he can read certain things, you write in words. Just write it in words. He'll call it out. He'll call it out.
Yeah.
You read it out the same way it's written. Okay, that's one. Two, you don't even, somebody's writing that Akpabio is the one who started it. Akpabio and his special assistant who went to congratulate the governor of
I wanted to say that. I wanted to say that too.
Whose wife was it?
Died, and you're congratulating. Yes, now that's these are the issues. These are the issues.
I want to congratulate you for successfully bearing
somebody's. Yes.
So.
And there was nobody there to whisper to him to say no, you commensurate. That's what you should say.
Who will tell him? You see the way they even treat the issue of big man in Nigeria is the problem.
The problem is we need to all know that the problem is English. It is not our language. So when you have people who English is not our first language, we should be surprised they are struggling.
Is there anywhere they said he must speak in English?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Speak your language, and they having other people to interpret for other ethnic groups.
Yes.
That's what you do. It's not the most difficult thing to do, is it?
No. Edo people, you people. I don't want to. I love Edo. I grew up. I did part of my schooling in Edo. They are my sister, states, but Edo carry last for this one.
My sister-in-law is from.
No, we not they carry last. We just they like to wait. When everything done, we deal with.
I carry, when Tinubu was campaigning, he said there's one called F8, F9, F12. So you can see where it's coming from. It will always run down from the head to the beards.
Mm-hmm.
If you have an intelligent father, there's no how your son will be an entity.
Mm-hmm.
If you have an intelligent leader, he will breed a crop of people who will think before they speak.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If you have people who are stupid, Ali Baba was always come with the 40 thieves. You can't leave them behind. So, it's the truth. So think of who is leading you. If it's Ali Baba, make sure your 40 thieves is following. You can't stop it. That is what we have learned over time. It has continued to replay itself. It's not going to change because we are talking about Nigeria now. And if we are serious as a nation, people who are thinking of 200.
I have to come in. I have to come in. You said something I don't agree with. You said Nigeria as a nation. Sorry. You said Nigeria as a nation. No, there's no such.
My brother, right now, I have is a Nigerian passport.
Oh,
So I cannot what talk say, you see, even for the most or divergent views of the Igbo people or any other
Yeah.
group of people asking for a separate state, they are doing that because they are frustrated by the system. It's a simple and short. Look, if you go back now, say, okay, let us reverse this country to pre-1960. Everything will be okay. We Igbos can elect our leader. And if we don't like you, we'll go to Germany and slap you like we slapped Ekuremadu. And nobody can come and ask us why we slapped you.
Yes.
Okay? If we don't like you, the next time we remove you and nobody can rig you in.
Yes.
But because now the major challenge in the East is that everybody who is there is being put in there by the
Selected.
power. If not, tell me, how can you change take Uzodinma and exchange with a head your hand?
But
How?
KJ, I know some people are going to challenge me in this. The Igbos were once given the opportunity to present the Senate president for 8 years, and for almost every year they produced they I don't know whether it was by design, but they continued to impeach themselves so that within 8 years, all the 5 states produced a Senate president.
Yeah,
And it tells me one thing, that even within the Igbo people, okay, there's a problem of unity. There's a
I
problem
would,
of unity.
no,
Because
I would say that. I would say they are Republicans. They have their own mind. That's what Republicans are.
let me even deal with that. You see, what happened during the days of Okadigbo, Ekweremadu, let's not even go back. Let's go back pre that time. In the MPN election that Umezioke became Senate, the Speaker of the House. Was there
yeah,
anybody removing him? No, he
no,
served the term. He was one of the brilliant minds Nigeria had. But eventually, these counterfeit charge and bail politicians who came. Now, I'm just telling you how it is. They now decided to bastardize the issue. The issue is to make the Igbo man as bad as possible. So now, if you listen to Nwabara's account, Nwabara was impeached even for the money he didn't even have. He didn't even see the money. It says there in his account. He didn't even. It was even an inferred. They inferred that he was about to steal, and based on that, they removed it. They removed him. What about Okadigbo? At the end of impeaching Okadigbo, they came back to tell Okadigbo sorry behind, and he refused to accept them. So what am I trying to say? This thing is totally staged. I'll give you another example of somebody who was also staged. Her name is Ete. What's her name now? That woman, somebody who was Senate President, the first female Senate President. I mean, sorry, Senate House of Rep President. Speaker.
the woman, yes.
The woman.
Yes.
The woman was impeached for no offense. Later on, some Northern Senate House of Rep people gathered because their conscience was worrying them. They went to her to say, "We have come to apologize. We just don't. In our religion, we don't allow women to lead. Not that you did anything, but we just want to." She said, "I leave you people to God. I'm not even going to tell anything. Go and face your God." It's there. So you see, for someone like me, I follow Nigerian police for a long time. There's very little you can say. I know. Let me even shock you. Even this one that you hear RFI saying every day, it is still the same ground norm, the typical ground norm of the northern politics. They divide themselves into groups. Go to talk about how something should be good. This is how we want it. Una went there for South, I was say, yeah. This is the kind of leader we want. The other one will say, it's for not. It's for not. The other one will say, no, it's for, we like the Igbos. Let us look for one Igbo man who will be our vice. Let us know. It's the turn of the Igbos. All is northern politics. They played it. They'll keep playing it till eternity. If you want to research more, go and check. Every single leader who is not a northerner, who is a politician, have been deceived. Go and check. They
Yes,
always
KJ, you know, I came back from Nigeria about a week ago, and I deliberately made sure that I went to at least about 6 days. And for me, it was deliberate. I wanted to go based on some of the things that we have heard. I wanted to, you know, go around and see some of the things, you know, I mean, have a feel of how bad, apart from the things that we hear and we see on video. I was in Oyo State. I was in Delta. I was in Abia. I was in Imo. And of course, I was in Lagos. Some of those places I flew, some I drove by road. But I want to speak specifically concerning what I saw in Abia. Now, in Umuahia, because I'm talking about Umuahia, I have been to Umuahia several times, but you know, there's a place in Umuahia South called Amakama, and there's a road in Amakama that was given to a top Igbo politician. He's late now. And that road was to connect, to start from a place you call, I think somewhere around where they call Isikot. Isikot is a road that it's after the road, the express that takes you to, I think is it to Boro or so. You know, you get to Olokoro. After you run through the load, then the junction to Olokoro, you get to the one that takes you to Amakama and takes you to some villages around there. The contract to construct this road was given to this politician who comes from Olokoro, big time, you know, PDP politician, now late. And I went through that road. You would weep if you see the shoddy job that was done, and the state of the road right now is totally bad. Apparently, the man did whatever he wanted to do with the money, but not very far. You find almost a village that he acquired for himself. Thanks. He's late now. And as I was driving past that place, I looked. I didn't see a single person there. He's dead. But the community continues to curse him because he had an opportunity to make an impact within his area. But instead, he did something that, and this is supposed to be a leader, and he did something for which the community had never ever forgiven him, to add value to the life of his people from the money that was given to him to construct road and make the life of the people better. Now, what I'm saying is that this is an example. I am not castigating. I'm saying that even amongst the Igbos, particularly amongst their leaders that are respected, they are complaining that they don't have good roads, they don't have resources, they are marginalized. And now, by virtue of your position, maybe he helped to attract that road from, attract the road. It's the federal government road, I believe. I mean, sorry, it's not a federal government, but it was a road contract that was awarded to him. And rather than use that to make a lasting impact, positive impact in the life of his people and that community, he just wasted it. And so when we see, even among the Igbos, crying and screaming that they are marginalized and that this is done, I think there's a question that has to be asked, even among the leaders themselves. You know, how well have they done? And there are many of them, who have had opportunities to better the lives of their people. So we need to question, even when we're talking about marginalization of the East, which is real. You know, how well have our leaders done? What have they done, even when they had the opportunity to better the
Can I
lives of
can I
the
can I come in?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, but, I believe that in a lot of cases, humans have a predisposition to commit crime. If you put them in a position to commit crime, and they will get away with it, so they will do it. So, whether for example, the example you have given just shows the rot within the system. If there was a situation where somebody committed crimes like that, and then the population are able um to to basically get the guy to end up in prison for his criminality, then you will have a lot of people not doing it. If a lot of these criminals are either going through death penalty or actually being punished for their criminality, a lot of this stuff will stop, won't it? So at the end of the day, nature says that a lot of if you put a criminal in a position to commit crime, they will naturally just commit the crime.
I
So
agree. And you see, I want to also let you know that welcome, Pansa. Let me make this point and then we'll hear from you. Obasanjo went to the east, and I don't know whether it's that same politician I'm talking about. And the eastern people asked him that the road was bad. I call one particular politician and say, "You are asking about what happened about our road. Ask this one." He called his name. I don't want to call his name now. Say, what happened to the road? You tell your people what you did with the money we gave you for road. It's on tape. So we know. You see, but here is the situation. Just like who was Peter Obi when he was in Anambra State, he knew that if he gave his friends the contract, they wouldn't do it. So when you come to him, he say, "Oh boy, I'm not going to give you this contract, but you are looking for some money, but please let me give you this one out of my own security. This you take. I will award the road to someone who can do it for me." You see, and why did Peter Obi successfully do that? Because he was nobody's. Well, he was nobody's God. No, it wasn't Godfather. Nobody was his Godfather. He wasn't reporting to anybody. So, but now, let's take example of Hope Uzodinma, who is a Supreme Court judge, governor, who was installed by some powers. I don't want to call their name, so I doesn't look as if I'm putting it to anybody. You are now sitting there by the might of the government of the federation. Do you think it's going to be concerned what the ordinary Imolite will say? No. You didn't put him there. And if you like, the same people who put him there will give him the might to stay there. And that's why you can see that almost how many battalion of people, army people, they're in there doing whatever they like to do to the people of Imo State. The question we should be asking ourselves, when shall our people say enough is enough and we take them on head on? Until that time, we're not going to change the system. Nobody changed the system sitting down in your parlor eating eba and drinking up, drinking mayelu and say the change will come. No slave is given freedom on the platter of gold. None. You have to get up, you have to take it. And if you keep saying anybody who we don't like Sunday Gbohun, we don't like his style, we don't like Nnamdi Kanu, we don't like Samuel Ekpa, who do you like? And then when those people are no longer in the scene as they are now, have you thrown up anybody who will take their place and giving us the way forward?
People are looking for somebody to beg for freedom, and nobody begs for freedom and gets it.
No, you don't. You take it. You don't. Okay. You see, and then many people give example of Mahatma Gandhi did this. You know how many people was in that movement? What's his name? The black guy from the US. What's his name now?
Martin Luther King.
No, the guy who said I had a dream. What's his name now?
Yeah, that's Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King. Yeah, he was a non-violent. All these things. Do you know how many of his men who didn't make it to that mountain top? Eventually, himself didn't make it. Do you know how many people who laid their life on the line to get to that mountain top? You talk about the woman who was a non-violent sitting in the back of the seat. Was she the only one? Go read history. She was not the first. She happened to be the one that the destiny decided to shine on. The other people who have refused to get up, they were beaten and killed and thrown into the streets. I mean, did it come easy? So when some people come and then they will tell you, we cannot divide ourselves. How many people, how many countries are out of Europe? Were they not together all before they said to go their separate ways? How many of them? In fact, a country is less than 2 million people. Okay? And they are there and they're doing well. I wanted to go to Estonia one time. I was reading about the history of Estonia. They have the best, internet and all that. Okay? They've gone paperless for over 5 years now. They don't use paper. Small country, big money.
Yep.
So we just sit down and we say we will specialize in Nigeria, giving an example of what is not working.
Yeah. Giant of Africa.
Look at, you see, it didn't work in Ghana. It didn't work in Cameroon. People think, why do you always see the people who didn't work? Why don't you say, I'm the one who's going to get to the pinnacle? Is the person who first got to Kilimanjaro, was he the first person who tried? No. But a particular person with the particular determination decided to make it to that point. And now everybody can go there. Pathfinding is always difficult. And it doesn't take people with, not people like my own kind of heart. Maybe people like Pansa. If the Pansa was in Nigeria, maybe people like them. But not people like me, Because, I mean, at one point I had to think about my safety and my life. But those people who are there doing it, I cannot criticize them, even if I don't like their style. Because they are brave people to start. Look, that guy, Deji, who is a lawyer, whether they call him an internet lawyer, whatever they want to call him, he's a brave guy. Because he looks at the authority in the face and tell them, Ross. Look at Dele Farrell to me. He is a brave guy. You like him, you don't like him, he's bare, though, it doesn't matter. You can't do what he's doing. The most difficult thing is to sit in front of somebody people fear and tell them to their face, "Oh God, you are wrong." Very few people do it. And that's why they don't like the Igbos. I must say this. Because in Igbo land, if you decide to misbehave, small boy will call you off.
Yeah, that's true.
He will tell you, "Oga, on this issue, I respect you, I dey hear about your name, but this one, you are wrong."
Yeah, that's because of this. Because of the system in Igbo land.
Let me tell you a shocking part. This can be happening in a village square, and the elders will tell you who is standing with all your money. Nah, get quiet.
Sit down.
Just get auntie. That boy. That's what they will tell you. They will not tell you, sit down. They see big man. No, we don't have that culture. We don't know it. It doesn't happen in our community. We only stand in the place of truth. You talk truth. Whether you be small picking, 2 years old, they will hear you. Because that is the society that they have built over the years.
Nigeria has become a feudal system over years now. So it's feudal
system. It is not going to affect the East.
Well,
it's not going to affect. Look, I keep telling people something. See, the greatest thing I know as an Igbo man is my father told me all his failures. All. As soon as I became a man, he called me. He said, "Nah." First thing my father told me, joking, was just told me that, "Do I know that you cannot take a chieftaincy title in the village with 10 girlfriends?" Because he saw that girls were trooping, even though I didn't have anything with them, because he knows that I didn't have it. But he just told me one day, jokingly, that, you can't take chieftaincy title with 10 girlfriends. I say yes. He said, and people say they don't spend money because they are fine. It is the girls that spend the money. But he's telling me, if they come to your house, you buy malt. No, you don't spend money with that. I say yes. If you buy biscuit, no, your money with that. I say yes. If they go, you give them transport, no, your money with that. I say, so when people say they don't spend money, he's just wondering how they manage it and not spend money. We both laughed. But it's a big lesson to me, which I took to heart. That stopped me. I never womanized. Because that is always in my head. Now, what am I trying to say? I'm saying that maybe other people are doing it too. I cannot say. But I'm saying from the people that I know, they try to tell their children, especially male children, this way will not help you. This way will not help. However, you can try. My elder brother was, quite rich, young. And he was just carrying women everywhere. And I went to my father, I was visibly annoyed. Why are you allowing this guy to do this? He said, leave him. He will learn. If the money that he has made, woman can finish eating it, then he has not made any money with that. Leave him. And my brother learned in a hard way. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. That is the system that we built. We didn't build a system to say, don't put your hand in the fire. No, the father will tell you, I put my hand in the fire, burn, but you can try. It's possible that you will be able to grab the flame and hold it and it won't burn you. That is how society moves. And that's why I gave an example of America. They say, we are the land of the brave. We are the land, well, the first time I heard this thing scatter my head. In other words, if you think there's something that needs brave men, come here, we lay here. And you see them act it out. You see somebody put himself on the line to make sure the rest of people get better. You see somebody not afraid to call out an evil in the system. I'm not saying that the system is perfect because there's still some, this thing, but I'm saying that much more people are prone to saying the truth than, in our own side, where people just want to have a daily bread. Look at what's happening in the media. The media will not even report what's going on in the East. Look at the way that the media is even trying to take Dele Faratomi down. The media is fighting Dele Faratomi. You are the one people reporting all nonsense about him and saying that he's trying to destroy this legacy built by a man. If that legacy is built on wrong premises, so we should keep it because Dele is a young man. I don't understand it.
It's incredible.
So because Dele is a young man, so he cannot now say the system is corrupt and this is how I met it. Every day you on TV, they're talking about, in fact, this will teach him a lesson. This will teach him a lesson. He's fighting for you and your children, me and you and your children. You go to court, you can't get justice. The man is standing and saying, this is wrong. But you people see it as evil. My brothers, I don't know. You see, even out of frustration, you want to just pack your load down and get out. Dele is not a poor man, so he's not looking for food. Okay. Now, I mean, let's discuss this briefly. And now a lawyer in Abuja sits down and says all the proceeds, the book should be banned, and all the proceeds halted and sent to Mr. Afeba Balala. Are you crazy? Have you people become superpower overnight, or you drank something before going to make that judgment?
One question I have is, how is that possible that Dele is in court, is being held by a court, but other people are also charging him at the same time, some sort of civil court at the same? How do you get case going on simultaneously at the same time? What kind of abnormal nonsense is that? The guy cannot even come to the court, but you're charging him to a court that he can't come to. He can't be there physically.
Giving him time to report.
And then you got a judge, and he actually got a judgment. To me, all those people, it just shows how criminal the whole society is. Because that makes no sense.
Let Pansat. It's been on, for a while.
Please go ahead. I was waiting for you. I was giving you a go ahead.
I wanted somebody else to point it out to KJ, right? Because I'm just sitting here.
Pansat, KJ, the man with the Fulani hat, the other evil with the Fulani hat. Please go ahead and make your contribution.
All right, thank you. Let me say hello to all of you here on the panel. KJ hosting it, and those in the comment section. I was quite happy to hear Mr. Tony. Okay, I think he made a reference to Olokoro. If it's the same Olokoro, I guess that will be the one in close to Omahia. Is that the one?
In Omahia, yeah.
Omahia.
Yes.
All right, good. I have been trying to have you make reference so I could really ascertain your authenticity as an Igbo man, because you're so fair. No, this goes to your credit. You are so fair that it's hard to know unless you volunteer or somebody will ask you in a rude way. You're so fair. Yeah.
Pastor, my wife is from Umuahia.
Okay. All right. But you yourself, you're from Igbo, like the Igbo land, or you married an Igbo woman?
He married an Igbo
I'm,
man, not Igbo.
yes, well, I'm Igbo. I'm from Delta.
Oh, okay, Delta Igbo.
I'm Delta Igbo. Yes.
Okay, no wonder. You pick on us like people from Delta pick on us, right?
And you married my sister because.
Okay, all right.
So,
well, look, we're brothers. There's no doubt about that. It's
yeah.
Nigeria that make us be clannish and local. We're lions. We should be fighting for Africa, right? Pan-Africanism for black men. They will have to get it right at home first. KJ was talking about land of the brave, like we're known here in America. He says it is also the home of the brave. When we look at our moral, whenever we talk about it, but there's something that precedes, which is home of the free. We Americans are free. If you look in Africa, we have a country called Namibia that is also home of the brave, right? They make no reference to freedom. Freedom is very important as we're all fighting for this thing. But before I delve into that topic, some of the topics you mentioned here, I wanted to say to my brother, why there's friction between you and I sometimes is that I want us to stop perpetuating the stigma that's allotted to us. Now, stigma in the sense of dishonor, disgrace, right? About besmirching us, basically. Because there's no nexus between somebody in Olokoro not completing the road. This is a common practice in Nigeria. To marginalization. We're marginalized in the Southeast. Nobody's proud to say that. It's a great people with technical abilities. There's not a single federal presence in the Southeast. That is true. So it's a matter of truth. Has nothing to do with these politicians that we don't even elect. The elections are rigged. I was telling somebody the other day, look at Imo State, for example. We have Ozadema there. And he came in third or fourth or fifth in an election. But you go to the courts, the Supreme Court, and they pick our leaders for us. So you can't blame the people, they've done their duty. Now, I'm watching Edo State with my one eye because they went through a similar thing. They have a guy that never campaigned. He didn't talk. You have the president say to them months ahead of time, you want Edo State? I'm going to give you Edo State. And he gave it to him, the APC. Did they pick that leader? Of course, he didn't win that election. But, we're not going to be like Edo people. Southeast is not Edo State. Edo State say they're not Lagos.
We are gentle. We are gentle.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that we complain. We cry about marginalization. We cry about somebody shutting off the beavers. We don't have to wait until you do so in Delta State or in Edo State. We do cry, but there's no need to perpetuate the stigma. Anybody who's doing that, it's gonna get my wrath, because if something is crawling on the ground, it's an animal, and we see the labial scales, we see its gullet, we see its trachea, we see that it's long, right? We would consider that a snake, period. If we can all work together, we listen to your complaints. If you complain, let's say you're from Edo State and you're complaining about the election that was just held there, we complain about Supreme Court imposing governorships on us, then we could work together. First, it's an easy thing to take back the country, because it's going to keep going down and down. Go and plot the graph from 2015, right? Because we had a country before 2015 when Buhari came in. At that time, at least it was acceptable. You had Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. You had all kinds of people from all over the country, north, south, east, and west, pushing the country forward. The kind of complaints we got then was that Nigerian private entrepreneurs, they have more jets. Like when they go to international stuff, you have a lot of jets coming from Nigeria, right? But now, if you plot a graph from when Buhari came in and conspired with the Southwesterners to ease out a lot of Southeasterners from government, then it starts going down from then, right from 2015. And it's not going to get any better. There's starvation, there's hyperinflation. And people like Showore wrote 151 articles about Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, for example. So what he's doing with P2B is not new. I'm trying to name a couple for you. It's not a topic, but there will be hell to pay here soon, because all of us are equal because we're in a democratic setting. Soon, when we get out of that democratic setting, then we're going to have to be doing things by force. So I'll end it with that. I want Tony, a lot of people, they go and they marry a wife from our place here, our Southeast. I don't like it, but they do it as trophy so that they say, okay, we'll marry from your place now. You could then talk to us anyhow. That is not acceptable. I urge those who haven't married yet, don't marry outside of our tribe. We're not one yet, because it could go down any day now. You saw what happened in Lagos, where Vavo, whatever his name is, ran for office in Lagos, and they don't want him to be governor because his mother is from the Igbo land. Anyway, so let's end that on that, and I'll take 2 more minutes to address the topic. I will start with Delefaro to me, right?
Okay.
They've seen us, they don't see us finish now. They've seen us finish. If they're gonna go there and grab Delefaro to me and put him in a good lag up to now, Nigerians are not even doing anything. Nothing. This is a guy that, I mean, who can be against Delefaro to me? Who? Truth teller. Very honest person. Cares about the public. Even in the draconian laws that we have in the books, right? The exceptions are there. If somebody's doing something for public good, you cannot, it's not defamation. If something is true, it's not defamation. So now what are we fighting about? The due process to get him to court to come and talk about it. So now they want to use procedure. This person sue him, that person sue him, and they're telling us, and we cannot do anything. So I'm done caring about Nigerians. I'm going to be looking at Nigerians now as tenants in one of my properties, right? They're rowdy, they drink and throw cans all over the place, but I'm going to get them out. I still own the property. I don't care what's happening to them there. Let them sit there. If they're going to have all the fighters now are in custody or on the run. David Hyundai, sure, it's run out of the country, right? And then Nnamdi Kanu is in custody. So many of them. All they want to do is to laugh and laugh and laugh at their travail. Now, when people such as FFK, that was also on this side for a little bit, he looked and see that we're a bunch of losers, then he go over the other side. I'm barely holding KJ by the bootstrap so that he doesn't go over the other side here when he's defending the Northerners here. So I yield back to you. I'm done concerned about Nigerians and what they're doing. I'm not worried about myself, but and I've hinted that to show what we need is overwhelming force to take power back home. I mean, take justice back home. That's the only way it's ever worked. Okay. Those there cannot do anything. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Tony, can you give your closing remark? Because we have another show coming on by 4. Rudolph is going to be interviewing Odin Carlo. I think many people are waiting for it, so need to shut down to get ready for that.
Is that today, by the way?
Yes, today, 4 p.m. in the next less than 15 minutes from now.
Okay, I think this has been a very, very, very friendly, very cordial discussion. It wasn't rowdy. We didn't have anybody insulting anybody, so I enjoyed it. I think the issues are very clear. There's no gainsaying that Nigeria is seriously begging for a new way, a new, all the institutions need retooling. We need a leadership that is visionary, leadership that is purposeful, firm, decisive. And then there's a problem with the followership, because 2 of them have to go together. And that's where we were just talking about the Edo issue, because here we see clearly that leadership, I mean, not just a problem of leadership, but also a problem of followership. So I think that once we're able to agree and then play down all the primordial things that are bringing us down, ethnicity, religion, and all those stuff, I think that would be the start of trying to retool Nigeria and move it towards the path of greatness that it was on the way to, after our independence. Let me just stop there.
All right. Thank you so much. Electricity, you want to make a comment or before I go to Pansa?
Yeah. Sorry about actually my system got.
And it's still freezing. Okay. While we're waiting for Pansa, can you make a closing remark?
Absolutely. And
Do you are capable? Even if I abandon, you are still capable of. You are capable of steering the ship to its final destination. You are not going to abandon the people the way Peter Tobias abandoned it. Abandoned ship, and they said the captain is the last person that abandoned ship, but he abandoned the ship first and left the passengers in there to drown. So I was reading the comment section. People said I ran away. Listen, I know I hear Pastor talking about daily authority. Like I said again, like like what they always say in my place, nothing will change until the people are ready. Daily authority is just one among many. By December now, by January now, you will hear the next person next looters that will come. That's your below there. Nothing will change. The people are never ready. We'll talk about it. So anyway, thank you for having.
Okay,
there's a show after this, so we're 3 hours back. So thank you, KJ. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Yes, Pansa.
All right, thank you very much. The first time I saw Tony on this platform, I was elated. I was very happy because he was really on point. He was making a lot of cogent points. But over the same week, our relationship on the program soured because I don't think he's all the way over on the people's side, right? I measure that. So I want to oblige him. I want to urge him to step over on the side because we're not fighting all the battles at once. There are certain things we want to accomplish. You cannot be creating a moral equivalence all the time, let's say between the government and the people, civilians, by saying things like, it's not only the government the government has a responsibility, but the people too. It's not fair to be ambiguous, right? We have to be clear. Else, people could just put something on you because you're not being clear in what you're doing, what you're saying. We have to get the country back into the hands of the people. The government, they're no good. They have the fiduciary responsibility, not the people. The people, they're people selling chewing stick, some people selling water, some people bankers. They're not into public or government or infrastructural stuff. So let's call a spade, because I believe you're very smart and you're very knowledgeable. The history, you know a whole lot more. So you'll be a good catch for the people, which is to make yourself, declare yourself for the people. And then, of course, electricity, who also has the same problem. You heard what he said, P2B's ambassadorship. Now, you can make jokes all the time, That's okay with me. We could come out here and joke, but we don't have it like that. There's a lot of people watching here, and this is their source of the news. This is whatever it is. Obi did not abandon ship. We don't have anybody close to Obi. I'm not Obi's spokesman, but I'm saying that we all have to put our heads together, choose the superlative of good, for example, right? Or if you have somebody else better, proffer. But there's no difference, there's no doubt that if Obi should get the helm of power, first of all, we're going to have due process for everything that we're doing. He's going to play it according to the Constitution. Somebody comes out insulting Obi, what they have on the floor, I have a lay here on my cap. What they have is going to be, for that person, look how stupid I am. Look at me, I'm a stupid guy. If you come here and you're talking about Obi in a negative way, you're just making a fool out of yourself. So that's why I would have to end it there, since we have another show coming. Professor Dencalo, it's a very good guest. It's a good actor. He and I tangled a little bit here the last time I was here, and we've been trying to solve our problems, right? So thank you very much for putting up with my always being negative or condescending when I come on a platform. The reason is just that you make me do it. If you do the right thing, I'm a jolly old guy who could stay here and shoot the breeze if we could get the country working. I'm a good guy. But if we don't have that, somebody's playing any games, like coming in here snidely talking about some of our best. So like Dele Farah to me, and Showere, Peter Obi, all those kind of characters in the country, right? Now, I'm not gonna. You're gonna get it from me. There's just no doubt about that. No matter what happens. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
my
much.
brother. Yeah,
thank you so much, Pansa. We appreciate your contribution all the time. You bring a lot of wealth of experience, even though some people may have a bit of an issue with, but it's okay. You see, you can never. One of the things I've come to learn in life, once you find that you agree with somebody on all fronts, you have to check yourself again. Because you have to have your own, your own mind, your own. You can't always be always agreeing. Yes, man. Yes, man. That's why Nigeria National Assembly is the way it is. They're always agreeing. So, Mr. Tony, thank you so much. Your contributions is we can't measure it, and your time also. Please keep coming. Don't shy away. Even if you get here and it's one of those days that some people are not fully in control of their mentality, just take it as one of those days. I'm about to challenge Quinty A. I don't know whoever that Quinty A is, but if you are really worth your onions and you really believe that I have propaganda, please come on this show. Let's have a debate. Okay, that's a challenge from me, KJ, to you. But if not, please stop writing this thing. Right? Not that it's annoying me. I'm just simply so you can air your mind. Let it off your chest. Come on this show. Come when you see me hosting, and let us rub minds. Then let you tell you bring all the things I've talked about that is propaganda to you, and let's talk about it. Based on that, I want to say also that we are having a show. Dr. Damage is going to be handling that, and it's going to run maybe in the next less than 15 minutes from now. I think it's 4 p.m. New York time. So please hang on and follow. It's going to be very explosive because it's going to deal with the issues that are arising from Nigerian judiciary. He has an insight. I mean, Odinkanu is somebody I don't joke with. His views, I carry, I try to, look at it because he's always trying to be on the path of right. And that will help all of us. If many Nigerian officials, I remember, like I said, for Odinkanu when he was human rights, when he was in charge of the commission in Abuja, they helped us fight a case and we won it outrightly. In fact, he was instrumental to making that case, be won, irrespective of the fact that he doesn't know the people that were involved. So it's people like that we should bring to the national center so that they can use what they have and make sure they can multiply themselves across board. Not bring people who multiply failures across Nigeria, and then you have a governor who cannot pronounce figures, and somebody supporting that kind of a thing. It doesn't matter whether you think he's your town man or not. What matters is that the governor is the governor of Nigeria. It's one governor from one of the states of Nigeria. He's going to have international assignments. He's going to go to other nations. I see it the same way he's going to represent Edo people. If you are proud of the way that you are having your governor, remember that Benin, the Edo people, Benin as a location had the longest wall, more than the wall of China, but was destroyed totally by the British. So if a people like that who have that kind of who have long beautiful history, you want that man to go and be representing people, so be it. After all, we have a Supreme Court governor in Imo State, who of course we all know what he used to do before he became a Supreme Court governor. So that is the Nigeria that you guys are celebrating. That's the Nigeria that we have for our children. That's the Nigeria that we are passing also to our children. If that is what you want, then you can note. If not, then it's time for a change. And that change starts when you begin to come out and say no to the nonsense going on. And say no, that one man should not have all the power while the rest of you are going home hungry, frustrated, can't pay your rent. Another madman is in Abuja now pulling people's house down and talking rubbish. If that's the kind of people want, okay, so be it for you. Okay, but no nation is waiting for Nigeria to clean off his ass and then come and get. No, nobody's going to wait for Nigeria. We keep going down the train until it becomes like one of those, God forbid, I don't want to call the names. But on that faithful note, we would like to wrap it up here and say to you, thank you so much for being with us. Everyone who has contributed, and Mr. Wama went to Mo for your contribution, and Quinty A, Felix, Tim, and Mr. Paul, Mark, and Eneli. All of you who have contributed, yes, Dr. Ngozi, and all the rest, Electricity himself, I think that's all. Okay, hence 9969. All of you who have been in the comment section, Florence O, my sister Florence O, CK Konkwo, and T-Mac, this one, DJ, I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, all of you who have contributed one way or the other, Easy D, Bobby, and all, we thank you for being with us. Please, if you can, hang on for the next 10 minutes to join Dr. Damages. If not, we'll see you on Saturday, and God bless you all.
Onye ọma zoro obi o, akwa nwa zoro obi o, Max ịbịa bunyegokwanụ m n'ofu ube n'azụ ụlaga n'ịbịazigo, mmanwụ ụlaga do n'ịbịazigo, akwa nwa ilochi o, biko rapụ zoro ka ọ nabazi ya. Onye ọma zoro biko, abọmma nwatara ndasari, ịbịa wunye n'ịgwana m ụlaga n'ịbịazigo, mma ụlaga n'ịbịazigo, abọmma ilochila, biko rapụ zoro ọ nabazi ya. Mazi wakoma odogu no kwere sunenka onyo mani gadele mo Even go with the melody. You got to go where you're for. Odogu nachala noka. Is it one them nigga delemo?